Business owners learn how the special session will impact them. Good evening to you. I'm Jennifer Andrews. Jasmine Bingham explains.
Our goal for the session was to make Louisiana more attractive to businesses.
Louisiana State senators and local representatives discussed the outcomes of the latest legislative session and discussed tax changes that could impact local businesses.
And everything from inventory to the structure of reporting. So there's a lot of information moving about. So today's event was to make sure that our business community is well informed directly from the source of the legislature who authored the bills.
Senator Eccles say they increased the sales tax by 1/2%. However, senators lowered the corporate sales tax to 5.5% and personal income tax to 3%.
Policy around reducing or eliminating franchise tax and reducing or eliminating the inventory tax. Those are two very regressive taxes that we placed on businesses, and we've made reforms to those as well.
He says the constitutional amendment package allows for the inventory tax to be optional for parishes and includes a permanent pay raise for teachers in Louisiana.
Revenue stabilization, basically rainy day fund and another savings account, and combining those into one super account, but using some of the dollars out of one of those accounts to pay down future liabilities of the state. We'll free up dollars for our local school boards to be able to allocate a permanent pay raise to the teachers across the state.
Eccles says the next session will target insurance and the State Department of Transportation and Development's budget. In West Monroe, Jasmine Bingham, KNOE 8 News.